what I planned for today is we will just try to cover all the dashboard actions we have in Tableau, and maybe we'll be able to compare and relate like which action suits more when it comes to the real-time scenarios and projects. So let me open a new sheet. So quickly we will try to create some of the visualizations for creating dashboard. As usual, we'll connect to sample superstructure data. So first we'll make first one sales by state. We will drop the sales field in the color. Edit the color. Get it to go. Okay. And we will use the labels also. We format it. So next one, I'll just create sales by category and subcategory. Drop the category and color. We will sort it. Next, we will create sales trend. Okay, we will do a little bit formatting. Firstly, okay, we'll remove the grid lines. Okay. So now we are ready with the visualization. Quickly we go on make the dashboard. Sales trend. So sales will first let me pull a vertical, then a plan. Yeah, sales by state, then sales by category. Delete the plan. We will increase the width a little bit, so 1000. We'll hide the axis here. We'll add the labels too. Okay, now we are ready with the dashboard. In this dashboard, we will just try to cover the filter actions and what all are the multiple possible ways. So dashboard. Generally, how to create a dashboard actions is once if you click here dashboard, you will have an option like actions. Once you click, there will be a separate window popping up. Then once if you click here, we will have like total six actions for a dashboard. So we will just try to explore each one of them and see how is it useful in real-time scenarios. So once I click filter, it will show the source sheets and target sheets. So for example, in the first case, I would like to filter from sales by state to the remaining sheets. So let me keep the sales by state and rest of the sheets here. Then right, we have an option hover select menu, and hover, what it does is once you just keep the cursor near the particular region, you can see the filtering action happening in all the visualizations. Select in the sense you are supposed to click menu. Once if you click, there will be a text showing filter 1 or whatever name it is. So based on that, you have to click so that filtering action will take place in the rest of the sheets. So then next here we have clearing the selection, leave the filter, show all values, exclude all values. Leave the filter, what it does is just it will exclude the filter, and show all values will show all the values, and exclude all values in the sense like whatever you have selected, only those values will be showing up. Once if you unselect, the entire sheets will become blank. That's what this filter does. And here target filter, if you have multiple dimension the sheets, if you are selected, if you are interested in filtering only the particular field, then what we can do is just we can select only those particular field, and we can just enable the filter action. For the time being, I'm filtering sales from sales by state to the rest of the sheets, also by menu, and clearing the selection will leave the filter. Let's see what happens. So once I'm clicking for the particular region or the particular state, here you can see in the tooltip like showing filter 1. Since you have given the option as menu, here we are having, once if we click the filter 1, the filtering action happens. So next, so if you are not interested in menu, if you give select, let's see what happens. So let me click on the state. So there is no need for anything popping in the tooltip just to select and change. Directly I can click on the particular state, and there will be a filtering action taking place. And next, over dashboard action set it. In this case, we no need to click even, just if we place our cursor in the state whichever we want, we'll be able to see the filtering actions. So this is the first action filter. Then dashboard actions. Next, if you see, we have an option to go to URL. We'll just see what is it. So generally, dashboard actions. If you are just interested in giving some support actions or URL for visualization, what you can do, just go to URL. So whichever sheet for time being, let me give the all sheets, maybe menu, and I'll just place some random URL, Salesforce. Then here we have an option URL encode data values, allow multiple values, or like new browser tab or browser tab. If no web page, like we can just select it accordingly based on the requirements. And once you give OK, we'll be just able to see the hyperlink one. So if you click, automatically the link whichever you have addressed will pop out. This is the one of the way. If you would like to have this in a visualization, you can try this, or else sometimes what people generally do is in the projects whichever I work, they used to have an icon on the right side saying click here for support actions. Like if you would like to have any enhancements in the dashboard, or if you are facing any trouble with the data, what they generally do is they will just place an icon on the right. Once if they click, there will be a Google form opening, and they'll be filling what is the issue or problem whichever they are facing in the dashboard. Then the support team will work on it, and they will just close the form. Also, apart from the hyperlink action from visualization, if you are interested in placing an icon and support action begins, that's also possible. So maybe let me insert an image, choose an image, icon. Okay. Fit center and target URL. Apply. Okay. Let me place it somewhere on the right. If you click on it, again there will be a link popping out. This is the hyperlink action. So yeah.
Just one question. So let's say we have a requirement like we have multiple names, okay, and each name goes to a different URL. So in that situation, like we have this categories like furniture storage. So for if they click on it, they have to go to a particular link. Would that be possible?
Maybe in that case, what you can do is you can just for furniture, if you have separate link, you can add that in the data source itself.
Okay.
So for each row, maybe you can assign the URL from the. You can add that in detail itself, and maybe furniture. If you click, you can just make the URL go to the particular based on the name or like whichever you select.
Okay. And Swap, just to add on the same question, let's say since we have 3 categories alone here, and if we have 3 separate links, we can manually do it. Let's assume a case where like we have thousands of names and we need individual links for all of those 1,000 names. It's not possible to do manually, right? All the 1,000 links. So you can make the URL link dynamic with by extracting the whatever the fields. Let's say if your URL structure follows a certain template, you just have to place certain names as a variables in that URL, like a salesperson name or something, and then it will take to the sales dashboard of that particular person in the URL. So you can use that salesperson field in a proper place in that URL template, and whenever you click on that particular salesperson name, it will go to that salesperson's dashboard.
Okay, so yeah, even in a project, the requirement is something like that. They have thousands of ops, and each op is pointing to a different Salesforce sheet. Okay, so what they wanted was like their name is written. So if they just click on their name, it would be underlined and it will just take them to the Salesforce.
Right. So I got that. So normally all you have to do is we have to check the structure of the URL that is being used. Most likely it will be a similar structure, just the parameter in the URL will change from a name to name. So we just have to identify that part and replace that with a variable. So that is something that, yeah, once it is done, then the URL action will be dynamic. It will not be on a static URL, but it will change as per the action that we have made on the dashboard.
Okay, yeah, got it.
So adding to whatever Jagdish has said, maybe we can use parameter action so that if you click on particular name, only the name will be passed into the parameter, and you can use the text function like concatenation, all those, so that the name before URL you can extract and add it next to, so we will get the dynamic link. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have covered the filter and go to URL. So the rest, go to sheet, change parameter. Okay, we will quickly move on to the go to sheet. For that, we have to create one more visualization. Maybe I'll duplicate this as task tab. Instead of sales, sorry, instead of country, let me pull the category and subcategory. Interview, standard. Okay. Instead, we'll show the value. Okay. We'll create a new dashboard only for this one. We will call it as detailed dashboard. Now we have two dashboards. One is the dashboard which we have like visualization. The other is like kind of tabular form. So dashboard actions, and let me go to sheet action. So here, what this action does is, if you are like interested in moving from one sheet to the other, then you can just think of this action, which is go to sheet. So here our source sheet is like maybe I'll give sales by state alone, and target sheet is detailed dashboard. So menu, okay. So what we have here now is, so if you are just trying to view a particular state, we have a go to sheet. If you click, then you will be going to the entire detail sheet, and if you can just view more granular level data in the backend. But if you see this now, it's not much useful. For example, if I would like to view only the particular Colorado state, but what happening here is, once if I give go to sheet 1, you have to come here, then again you have to search for Colorado and see how the sales has been across the different category and subcategory. So what we can do is, along with the go to sheet action, we can add also the filtering action. So dashboard actions, then add action, filter. So dashboard 1 is nothing but sales by state, and in the dashboard 2, detailed dashboard, you have sales by state. Select all fields. Okay. So now I am selecting maybe California, and if you see, we are able to get the details of only California and the sales across the different categories and subcategories. So maybe if a user is, since California is overperforming, so he might be interested in knowing how the sales has been in a more granular level. Currently, anyway, we have here in the side sales across different category and subcategory. But in case when it comes to real-time scenario, we'll have like multiple dimensions and measures. So in that case, if someone is interested in viewing the more granular level data, what they prefer is having a separate detailed dashboard. So once if they click on particular state or a category or subcategory, whatever, they will be able to view the more granular level data. So also here in this dashboard, you can again add an action saying add action, go to sheet, sales by state, and target sheet to be dashboard on select. So rather than navigating in the bottom, so once they come to sheet, if they are interested in moving back to the previous sheet, you can just add the dashboard action from that sheet to this sheet, showing that the user won't be, it will be user friendly, and there is no need for the user to just come bottom and select to switch between the tabs. So we have covered a filter, go to URL, go to sheet. Quickly we'll cover the highlight, change parameter, and change set values. So next we will proceed with the highlight action. So maybe we'll drop the category. Yes. And we'll color it by region. We'll duplicate this and do subcategory, we'll add subcategory. So what is the case with the highlight action is, to enable this action, there must be a common dimension in both. For example, if we come here, the dashboard one, it's not possible because here we have a region level sales, here we have category and subcategory, and here we have like a timeline showing how the sales has been. So here a highlight action is not possible since we don't have any dimension colored by common in the entire dashboard. So to demo the highlight action, what I have done is sales by category one visualization, and the other one is sales by subcategory, but both of them are colored by region. Let me quickly pull these two to the dashboard. Okay, now dashboard. One easy way is just going and clicking here only, will have highlight selected items. So once if you click central or east, it will just highlight. And the next idea is to just go dashboard actions, add actions, highlight, vote sheet one, and all fields over. Okay. So once if we select a particular west region, it's getting highlighted in both. So once if we select south, it's getting highlighted in both. Same case, if you select east, it's getting highlighted in the both. Here the criteria is both the visualization should be colored by a common dimension. This is what the highlight action does.
Jairam.
Yeah.
In the highlight action, while assigning that action, we specified all fields, right?
Yeah.
So if we hover over, let's say, accessories, okay. When any of the field accessories, so that should actually take accessories in the category as well, right? So let's say accessories belongs to technology, okay. Then only
Okay.
technology should be highlighted because we've selected all fields, but it's highlighting everything in sheet 5.
Dashboard actions. Okay.
We specified all fields, right? So that means it will take subcategory, category as well as region.
Okay.
Okay, so when we go with, let's say, binders, which is office supplies category, which is an office supplies category. So when we hover over it, that means it's going to hold subcategory as binders, category as office supplies, and region as we are highlighting everything. So it's going to take all 4 regions. So that's going to be its field names. So when it's
Actually,
trying to
here, since we have colored it by region, the highlight action is possible only on region. So once if we select any region, that will get highlighted, but not on the subcategory. We haven't colored or we haven't given any common level of detail in both the cases.
Okay.
Maybe the filter action, you can just select those sort of things, like only on the particular, if you give subcategory, it will be able to filter only those and show.
Okay. So I was wondering if we want to see only highlight of office supplies by hovering over sheet 5, how can we do that? Can you just help me with the process?
Okay, so in that case, what you can do, you can color by subcategory. Sorry. Okay. And in the same case here, just go and color it by subcategory. Okay. So now if you try particularly on binders, we'll be able to see only binders, and the same case if you are interested in chairs, only the furniture part will get highlighted.
Okay. So whatever that we colored, that is the field that will take to highlight, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Understood. Thank you.
So next we are left out with parameter and change set values. So the same sheet will just try to use the parameters and set value. So instead of category, let me change it to region. And let me remove the subcategory, and the same dashboard here I will just have the subcategory, not an issue. So what this parameter action does is, so if you are just trying to pass any value, we have an option generally in the right side, we'll be able to select the parameter and change. But instead, if you are interested, or if you are interested in taking up value directly from changing from parameter on the right side directly from visualization, then you can think of this parameter actions. Let me remove and add a parameter actions. So from sheet 5 to sheet 5.2, here a parameter, let me create a parameter saying region, and let it be a string. Currently, let me remove it. So currently I made the parameter. So from which field it has to take up is region sample superstore. So maybe once we select, keep current value. Okay. So parameters and region. So currently nothing is selected. Once if I select east, we'll be able to see the east in the parameter. Once I select south, we'll be able to see the south, and west, the west. So generally what we'll do is we'll just have a parameter showing drop down and we'll be able to select. But in this parameter action, what it does, it's like more user friendly. Once the user taps in the region, it will take up. Now we will write a calculated field using that parameter. Get calculated field. So if region or maybe we drag the region to the field and condition by formula if a region parameter region is equal to region parameter comma. put it here. Some issue. So basically what we'll do, we'll just take the parameter from that, we'll just try to input it in the next calculated field, and we'll just pass it in a filter to get the filtering action done with the parameter. And next we have a so we are only finally left with the change set values. So we'll just quickly move on to the change set values action. So again, with the same region, what we'll just try to do is we'll create a set region. Create set. Maybe we'll give OK. The same dashboard actions, and add action. Change set values. So from sheet 5, I would like to take values to the region set. Okay. So let me drop the region set here in color maybe. So it will be showing in out. So once we select central, so whatever is selected in central region is in and the rest are out. To get only the selected set, what we'll try to do is we'll drop this in filter and we'll select only the in. So now based on the selection east, we'll get only the east, south, only south, and west, only west. So these are set values. So what is the case with the filter action is, in filter we can give just multiple inputs at a time, but in the case of remaining like parameter set values, even set also we can give multiple values, but in the case of parameter we'll be able to give only single input at a time. Apart from that, filtering action is not possible across the multiple data sources. So when you are like when you are working on multiple data source, then parameter action would be the right one. So these are the dashboard actions which I had for today. If you have any doubts, we can discuss, or we can close the session for today.
Jairam, can we include multiple region values into the set?
Yeah, by just placing control and shift, we can just select multiple.
Okay.
But it's not possible with the parameter. Yeah.
So same goes with for filter action as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.